Let's take a look at some examples that students have submitted on the literacy test. The first one that you can see here, in response to the question, "Are cell phones necessary in teenagers' lives?" does actually express an opinion. Unfortunately, it's one sentence, and even that sentence is not properly written. Obviously, this isn't going to earn you a great score because it doesn't really develop any ideas. You would get some marks, surprisingly, just for the fact that you have actually answered the question. This obviously, though, is not the sort of mark that you're going to be shooting for. The second example, significantly better. One of the things that is important to note here, first and foremost, it's too short. The people who are scoring the literacy test don't want for you to ramble, which means that they don't want you to fill the space just with additional undeveloped or underdeveloped ideas. What they want to see is organization and idea development. Take a look now at the last example. This one receives a mark of 60, or a code of 60, on the literacy test. Even just at a casual glance, you can see that there's a significant amount of additional information here compared to the other two that we've seen. We see that this student has developed thoughts, they're using punctuation, they're supporting ideas with additional details and relevant information. Again, it's not perfect, but it certainly demonstrates much more mastery of basic English skills and topic development in order to receive a better score on the literacy test. You can be more successful by exceeding the minimal expectations that have been set out for you. It is also important to remember, regardless of whether you want to do any additional paragraphs, that you do introduce and conclude your thoughts. Other ideas to remember as you're going through this section of the literacy test: make sure that your ideas are clearly organized. Make sure that you have indented or somehow clearly indicated where one paragraph ends and the next one begins. Take a little bit of time to proofread your work as well. You're going to want to make sure that you have eliminated any confusing grammatical or spelling mistakes that could limit the effectiveness of the communication of your thoughts. Make sure also that you use transitional words. If the person who is scoring the literacy test for you can clearly see where one idea ends and the next one begins because of your effective use of transitional words and phrases, it's only going to help the effectiveness of the communication of the thoughts in this series of paragraphs.